This is our base on Astraeos. We have played this map completely through and have built it pretty enormous, and it's pretty awesome. We love it. We're actually in game on this one. We've already built up the space completely and also uh, beaten all the bosses. We still play around on it some, but we have a bunch of awesome creatures. All right, so here's our main base. Here is my wonderful little spring drakeling. Spring drakelings have an awesome ability to help keep you alive. They make your health regen happen super fast. But yeah, this is our base. We have our lovely little lounge area right there with all of our Makatus and our cats and our otters. And then if you go downstairs, and here is my beautiful, beautiful Veowen, who is the coolest of the cool. If you cannot tell, she is flaming hot. And yeah, so here's some of our boss flags that we've got for beating the bosses. And then here is the toiletto is in there if anybody needs the toilet. And then downstairs, here's all of our cooking area and our supplies. All of our blueprints hang out there. Here's our mill where we have our spoiled meat. Our cooler with all of our essentials in here that we use on a regular basis. We've got some brews brewing up there, and yep, and then we've got our grill, some more storage, a dehydrator, and then in here is the real work area, which is wonderful. We've got a chem bench, and then we've got our forge, upgrade station, more creatures. We do some breeding in here as well. Um, of course, the grinder, the augment station. A lot of our stuff in here is modded, but when we're playing a full walkthrough on a map, this is how we like to do it. We've got our egg station there, the incubators, all of our artifacts we like to display up there on our little artifact stands that we have around the base. And here are some of our trophies from the bosses that we have killed. Uh, Pretty cool. And then we have, yeah, some more little boss trophies that are there. Our recovery stones, kind of a must for the way that we like to play. Thor's hammer is a really awesome thing that actually came with a Vikings mod that was more about structures. But anywhere that you stand within this rainbow, as long as that rainbow is happening when you're close to Thor's hammer, it quickly heals you. And we have found that that has been really useful if we're trying to get ready to go do some boss fights. But it's kind of like a hidden gem. It's a side thing that's in the mod that's the Viking Structures mod. Pretty cool. And so here is the back of the base. I have built an entire train station, and our train does go around the front of the base as well, but this train track will take you around the back of the base if you want to go harvest some supplies off the train and use it to get the supplies back, which is pretty awesome. And then if we go out to the front of our base, out our front door, yeah, we have our little rhinos here ready to go get some more supplies if we need to. Some really cool, we've got shinies on this map, which has some pretty cool creatures that it has available. Some pygmy versions, some enormous versions of creatures, some very sparkly, large versions of creatures that are not normally that large. Pretty cool. We've got unicorns that we found in the game, and beautiful custom colors on some of our creatures. I have a very large greenhouse that's over here. Show you a little bit of the inside of that. Okay, so the chickens roam around, so I like to keep the door shut, but our beehives, all of our trees are here. And then we have multiple levels to our greenhouse. But anything and everything we could want food-wise is growing up in here. And some more macatoos, and that is a lunar chicken, so I think glitter chicken. And then if we go upstairs, I have a second level that's up here, and then I also have a third level that has everything you could want for the food in the game. And then, yeah, and then out to the front. Open sesame. All right, and then if we go back up to the top, of course, we have our windmills. That's our preferred method for energy because the generators take a lot of gas, and wind is a lot easier to just have that and repair your windmill periodically to be able to have electricity in the whole base. And then out here in the front, we have our tribe tower. A lot of our big creatures, prior to going and doing a boss fight, we'll put out here with another Thor's hammer, and it'll heal them all up before we need to take off and go do whatever fight we're going to go do. And then, but this base on Astraeos is But this base on Astraeos is huge. You could have a massive um, amount of players on here if you wanted to. So that's the back side back there with the white tree of Gondor, basically from Lord of the Rings. But then you have this front area and all these pre-built buildings that a lot of them we hadn't even touched, but you could have individual players on each one if you wanted to, which is pretty cool. At the base, very bottom, there is like a little oasis spot over there, which is pretty cool, next to some structures. And then over here on the other side, it goes all the way around. You can go up, and we've got some really special creatures hanging out inside of that little fortress there that we hope don't die. Um, that came from a certain Easter mod that help you get chibis, if y'all know what that might be. But then over here is another little oasis, and some other characters are hanging out down there. But yeah, this is our base. This is really cool. We love it here. And then of course the train tracks come on and around and go out and take a loop out in the desert. So if you need to go out that way and collect up some resources, you can take the train out that way. The track doesn't look like it goes all the way around, but it does. And then we're right next to Red Alp, which is pretty useful. Beautiful waterfall right there. But yeah, that's our base. This is it. Uh, like, comment, and subscribe if you like what we did here. But yeah, we still do play around on here every once in a while and have some fun on this one as well. But let me know how you like the place.